If you're a normal person and wash your embroidery items after a bit of use, hopefully, you've probably wondered how to properly wash and dry your embroidery garments so they stay nice and pretty for a long time. You came to the right video because today we'll show you some great tips on how to wash and dry your embroidery garments. There are two main methods of washing your clothes that you already know about, and that is either hand washing or machine washing. Each of them has their pros and cons. For example, with hand washing, you can control what's happening to your fabric and can see the result right away, but it is a lot more manual. New machines are pretty strong and can be quite tough on your fabrics, but there is no need to hand wash, and come on, we have things to do here. Regardless of hand washing versus machine washing, the thread content is something to consider. For example, you cannot use bleach or peroxide on rayon threads as they get damaged by it. Also, rayon thread can and will usually shrink when wet. That's because rayon thread is made of wood cellulose and it's quite porous. When submerged underwater, it curls and becomes hard. No worries though, as the thread dries, the cells will release the water and the overall stitch will relax. Polyester thread are great threads overall to use in embroidery, and they're pretty good to wash too. It can withstand both washing and drying, although it's best to let it hang dry. Rayon embroidery can be washed by hand, but it does require special care, as does silk and wool. Now, something to note about cotton, polyester, or nylon is that they're tough fabrics, but it is important that they pre-wash the garment unless they've already done so. That's because if you didn't pre-wash your fabric, it'll shrink as you do your first wash and cause your threads to get all distorted and crunched up. Even a polyester garment may have cotton linings which can shrink. The best thing to do if you have time is to pre-wash your garment for best long-lasting results. Here are some steps on how to wash by hand. When it comes to hand washing, the best thing to do is to be as minimally as invasive as possible. Number 1, gently wash in soapy water. Now, you can use dish soap to hand wash, but it'll take longer to rinse out, so just use a little bit less. If you're using normal detergent, also keep it light because adding more won't remove any of those stains. Number 2, rinse until there are no more stains or soap left. Number 3, do not wring. Wringing causes creases, it pulls the embroidery stitching, it causes the backing to get out of shape, and in certain cases it can even break threads. Number 4, place the garment on a dry towel and lay flat. There is no need to tug or pull, simply drop the fabric and do a jelly roll. Number 5 is to press onto the towel and let it absorb the extra water. Number 6, you let it air dry until it's slightly damp. Number 7 is to check for any stains and repeat the steps before until all of them are gone. Number 8 is iron from the backside on medium heat and no steam. And last step is to allow the garment to finish air drying. Now, if it's necessary to do machine washing, then do the following. Step 1, turn the fabric inside out. Step 2, do not wash with any studs, zippers, any small objects that could interfere with the threads. Step 3 is to wash on cold or cool water. Step 4, and depending on the threads, do not wash with colored clothing, especially with cotton or silk, as the color can bleed. And step 5, do the same steps that we did for hand washing. If your fabric has beads, sequins, or bangles, then always follow the manufacturer's instructions on how to wash and dry. But if there are no instructions, then remember to wash inside out and do not dry in a dryer. Instead, let it air dry and do not iron it because these items may melt under hot temperatures. Many embroidered bags like tote bags or backpacks are designed to be durable when washed. Unless there is a question of color bleed, you can wash them successfully. Specialty bags like Latifa, leather, and others are a no-no in the washer. So for those, it's best to consult the care label. To summarize, to successfully wash embroidered garments, make sure to wash with cool or cold water. Do not wring to avoid breaking or messing up with the fabric and threads. Air dry it and avoid using an iron-on for those special materials. Following these steps and the manufacturer's instructions should allow for your fabric to stay super nice and beautiful for a really long time. But like always, you want to make sure you test this out for yourself on an old fabric, hopefully, and see what results you guys get. Practice always makes better. We hope that these tips have helped you out with your embroidery washing. If you have some questions or you have your own tips on how to better wash your embroidery, make sure to leave them down in the comment for the community to see. Leave a like and subscribe, and when you're ready, click on this video next, and we'll see you guys soon with more embroidery content. Bye bye guys. Good luck with your laundry. Woo!